we're going to talk about the latest in Switch news. Guys, there's been a lot going on with Nintendo Switch. So I'm going to address a couple things. First, videos, tutorials. A lot of people have been wondering, Nick, where's your tutorials? Well, guess what? Had an issue with my OG Switch. I didn't want to make the videos using my chip Switch. And I got my OG back. It is working. It is fine. I'm going to update it because I'm way behind. I got to update everything. But once I update everything, I'm going right back to putting out those tutorials. I'm doing Android videos. I got so much to do. Okay. I have Android videos now, but I got so many, ideas with them of what to do. So I'm going to have a lot of Switch tutorials. So you're going to see Switch tutorials. You're also going to see posts from these clips of every time I go streaming on the game from now on because I got things set up now. So I will be posting those as well as podcast clips, YouTube Shorts. So I'm really trying to pick it up. But Nintendo Switch news, we got a lot going on, man. It's so much that I actually don't know where to start. like it's so much that happened with Nintendo Switch. And that's how it works. It's like nothing happens with the Nintendo Switch for a while. You don't hear about it. It's like, oh, you got people with their modded systems, probably with some homebrew software. But as far as games, they're releasing games on Switch Online and everything. And you don't hear much else besides that. Well, I would say the biggest thing here, okay? And yes, Joe, glad he said that. If anybody is, working on any modded systems, they're having trouble getting things working, definitely go to the Nick Moses 05 Facebook page. My man Joe's holding that down like Sergeant Slaughter off G.I. Joe. Not even just a regular G.I. Joe. He's like the sergeant. He's holding it down. I seen a video just a moment ago that I will be using. Okay? But Nintendo Switch, okay, finally has added Bluetooth support. I think we need 2 buttons for that. This is crazy. This is crazy on multiple levels. And let me tell you why it's crazy on multiple levels. 1, people complained about this from day one when the Nintendo Switch was released. And after that, they have came out with multiple iterations of Nintendo Switch, but never enabled Bluetooth support. 1. 2, Bluetooth support was added in a previous firmware, but it wasn't enabled. There was actually a modification that you can use to utilize that Bluetooth driver. And correct me if I'm wrong, all my homebrew folks. I believe when I did my original Bluetooth video, which you guys can see, that was one of the most popular videos, okay, during the month. People trying to use Bluetooth headphones on Nintendo Switch. Okay? So, what's crazy about that is they want to go ahead and add this now. And you had an OLED model Switch. Did you? You announced an OLED model before you announced a Bluetooth driver. This is crazy. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you how big it is that Nintendo added Bluetooth to the Nintendo Switch. It is so big, in fact, that there's articles just talking about Nintendo Switch adds Bluetooth audio. We should not, in 2021, be having a problem with Bluetooth. I'm sorry. I can go right now. I'll just give you guys an idea. I can go right now on Amazon and you can buy one of those little small Bluetooth adapters for your PC, right? I mean, no more than $5. $10 is the most. You can get that and use that to handle your Bluetooth drivers. So Nintendo, you didn't want to add $1, and then you got it all there. Then you just throw the driver out there, but don't enable it. And then all of a sudden you release this update and now you enable it. Nintendo, great company, when it comes to games, their ideas, development, pieces of shit when it comes to business, in my opinion. Okay? In my opinion. Respectfully. So, let's go to the article. Nintendo finally adds Bluetooth audio to the Switch. That don't make no damn sense. That is your caption. Shout out to Brian Ashcraft. Give you one shotgun for the article because everybody did them, but I'm going to give you one because I'm reading yours. Shout out to TikTok. TikTok, too. You can catch me on the flip side. YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, all that. You can come watch it. All right. You just there, though. You here. You like right. You in the house. Okay, so when the Nintendo Switch went on sale in March 2017, it did mysteriously not have Bluetooth audio support. Notice mysteriously. Nor was it added despite years of complaining by owners. Now, thanks to Nintendo's latest update, it finally does. The addition comes as part of the latest Switch update and makes it possible to use Bluetooth devices for audio output. Nintendo does point out that there might be some latency, but the feature is long overdue. Via the company's support page, here's how to pair a new audio device. And it gives the instructions on how to pair it. There are a couple things to note first. It's only possible to connect up to 2 wireless controllers to a Switch when using Bluetooth audio. Pairing additional controllers requires you to disconnect any Bluetooth audio devices. It's also only possible to pair one Bluetooth audio device at a time. However, up to 10 can be saved on the Switch. Big boo. Big boo. You know what I mean? There's times where I would say, I wonder what the hell goes on in Nintendo's mind. The reason I state that is because if you're stating to be a portable system, especially a family system, with a way a lot of your marketing is presented. It's presented like, hey, I'm going to be playing this game with my family. I might be playing it on the kitchen counter versus a TV. So if you're playing on the kitchen counter, you can say, oh, everybody can hear the sound. Well, maybe there's certain games that could utilize the sound. What if that was the case? What if you had Bluetooth, a driver installed, and it knew what sound to send to which device? Like, I just want so much from technology now. And I think just Nintendo just is not innovating like they used to. Okay. But besides that, what's more, it's not possible to use Bluetooth and local communication at the same time. And definitely, y'all got some good things to come. I'm going to get to that. I want to put y'all out there. I want everybody to see that, okay? So if you're starting a local wireless multiplayer game, then the Bluetooth audio will disconnect. Finally, it's also not possible to use Bluetooth microphones. So I don't even know if the modification for the video I have, if some of this works. Because if it does, Nintendo still didn't follow through 100% like they should. Don't you wonder why this feature wasn't introduced sooner? I mean, it wasn't a hardware limitation holding this feature back, as you say there. Okay? Now there's a bunch of comments. I'm not going to get into the comments, but let me go ahead. The comments from Kotaku, but I want to get into mine. Okay? Chunky, what's going on, man? I'm giving you a shotgun shot, Chunky. Coming out. I would have gave you 2. I would have gave you 2, but you just, I'm playing. I'm going to give you 2. I'm going to give you 2, man. All right. Eric. Don't forget, you must be connected to Nintendo servers to use the Bluetooth audio. So if you are out on the go, it won't work. Yo, I'm going to be honest. Eric, I ain't know that. I ain't know that, Eric. I just got hit with that right now. I just got hit with that. So you telling me Bluetooth audio will not work on the go? So pretty much my mod is better. I can't say my mod. I don't want to take responsibility for making it, but the video that I have up is a better alternative. Okay, Sage, what's going on, Sage, man? Y'all coming through, man. Y'all coming through. So they are dropping the ball on this, man. We done. It's nothing else to be said about that. Now that's just one part of Nintendo Switch news, but yes, there's a new update. The new update came out, introduced Bluetooth audio. This was something that the driver was introduced, I think, in 12 firmware, but just never got enabled or, just wasn't integrated into the software, I guess that is, or the update. And now it's integrated. So now you can pair Bluetooth audio devices. There are some drawbacks. I seen my man Eric say you got to be connected to internet. That is a piece of shit if you got to do that. Like, that's terrible. Okay. Also, if you're playing local wireless play, you can't use it. You can't pair up to more than one audio device. We got a lot of limitations with that. And that $5 piece, okay, even though it connects to your PC, granted, you can have a cheap PC. It's still going to be able to do more than one device. That's kind of crazy. Okay, that's kind of crazy. But that ain't it for the news. Okay, and thank you for that, Joe. And 12.0. Okay, that's right. So that's one thing. The next thing is, What's happening to the people in the homebrew community? All my modders, all my people with your modded Nintendo Switch systems. Okay. What's going on with y'all? Well, just recently, my man Joe just ran some updates. And Joe, I'm going to have you call in a moment. One thing I want to do is I want to go over one other thing first. And then I'm going to go ahead and take your call. And Joe, I want you to go ahead and explain where we're at right now, the updates, what's working, what's not working. And I'm going to have you come on here firsthand and just let us know about that. And, you know, usually I take them at the end of it, but I think this is a segment where we'll get you to call in a moment. I'm going to just run through this real quick, and then I'll let you know as soon as I'm done, man. We can have you call in, all right? So, this is another big thing. So, Nintendo Switch has received its first ever price cut for the console. That's big news. I know what y'all doing. Look, all my friends, everybody right now, you know what they doing? They running to the website. They typing in Nintendo Switch. Bow. And guess what? You don't see nothing. You know why? Because that increase was only offered in one market so far. And we're going to talk about it. The price drop comes before the OLED model launches on October 8th. The Nintendo Switch has received its first price cuts in certain parts of the world, dropping from $330. I think that's, see, I forget this, man. I think it's British pounds. I think my man Kyle told me British pounds in Europe, and $280 in the UK, down to $270 to $260 respectively. That's a nice drop. That's a $50 drop. You know what I mean? We need to see that, man. $249 for a Switch? That's lovely. Why ain't they doing this here? They just know Americans are spoiled as shit. But while fans hope the same could happen in the U.S., especially with sites like VGC insisting a cut is coming, Nintendo says such a thing is definitely not happening. After rumors began circulating over the weekend that the OG Nintendo Switch model was about to get its price slashed, fans took to the internet to wonder whether this would apply to all parts of the world. At last, it turns out the cut only affects Europe. So, can I just order from Europe and then? Nah, shipping. Damn. You know what I mean? Hey, Amazon, is there like an Amazon Europe where I can do my Prime and get like free or something? But, as spotted by Eurogamer, Nintendo's European store lists the Switch at those updated prices. Other retailers, such as Amazon, have yet to reflect this. Well, there goes my statement. And the company has no plans to adjust the price everywhere the Switch is sold. A Nintendo spokesperson told Eurogamer that a number of reasons, most notably the currency exchange rates in Europe and the imminent launch of the OLED model, factor into the decision to slash the original Switch's price. But when researched a comment, a Nintendo spokesperson was adamant that the company was not changing the console price in the U.S. He said, hell no! Doop, hung up the phone right away. The trade price adjustment is for the European region only. The spokesperson said there are no plans to change the manufacturer's suggested retail price for any Nintendo Switch model in the U.S. And if you ask me, a price drop right now totally makes sense. The Nintendo Switch has been on the market for more than 4 years now, and the OLED model, which features a bigger screen and other minor upgrades, launches on October 8th for $350. Okay, I ain't even gonna go no more into that. We got that part out the way. So, I think we will see a cut on the price. I think probably maybe after the OLED releases. I think the day of the release, the price will drop of the Switch because they're going to make all the money they can off us. I ain't going to lie. You know, in the U.S., we impulse buy like crazy. We just do a lot of crazy shit, man. I'm even victim to that. Like seeing something like, oh my gosh, this looks like a wonderful hotel. Let me just do my reservation now. And you do your reservation, then you get there, and it's a hut in the middle of so-and-so, but they did great pictures. You know, that's the type of stuff we do. We don't even, like, follow through. We ain't even research it. We got Google Maps and everything now. They can show you the damn, you know. Some of us to each his own. You know, we all impulse buy, though.